Hello, everybody. This is JD. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a question that was asked me when I did an hour-long radio show, and the person wanted to know something, and I didn't have long to answer it. But I'm going to answer his questions now because, like everything I say, I don't jump into it. I'm going to look into it, and I've been checking out and checking out and checking out. What should we do to secure our borders? You know, history is probably the greatest lesson and what actions you should take for a problem that a nation has. Now, when our nation first became a nation, it had a problem: how to secure its borders. Actually, the first president of the United States, John Hanson, not George Washington, John Hanson, had that problem to deal with. Because remember, we had the British who did not want to recognize us, and other countries like Germany that decided that we were just right for the picking. So John Hanson had to kick all the true foreign people out of the country, foreign armies and stuff, and at the same time secure our borders, being the first president. What did he commission to have done? Well, if you look at our army bases today, you'll find that most of them, if you were to go when they were built, was actually the westernmost border of the United States at the time they were built. That's what our country did. During the time when we were expanding and we had our borders that were just west of the Appalachian Mountains, we built forts along the rivers on the western borders. Then we moved up to the Mississippi, and we had forts that ran through, and then in the Great Plains, to the Great Plains until we got to the West Coast. Well, now we have a problem securing our borders to the south of us. What should we do? I think we should use the example of our forefathers. Being president and commander-in-chief, I can do this. I'm going to put our army posts along our southern borders. Now, yes, some of you people in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and California will have to deal with helicopters, have to deal with army troops moving around and having them patrol. But each and every fort or post that I put on the southern border, the southernmost part of that post will be on the southern border. It will be regularly patrolled. While the helicopter pilots in the Army are doing their training, they can go up and down the southern borders and report to the Border Patrol things that they find suspicious. There's a lot we could do to secure our borders without being confrontation. And then we can enforce our laws. To secure our borders, you must understand, we must want to. Not be a person that's afraid, oh, I might lose a vote from this group or that group if I do something. No. It has to be a person that says this is the United States of America. We are a sovereign nation, and we have the right to secure our borders like every other nation. And if it means moving some of our posts that are closing down in the middle of the country to the southern border, then that's what we should do. That's just one of many steps that will be available. But that is one step that I will definitely do in securing our borders. Does that mean some states are going to lose army posts? Yes. Some states in the middle of the country will. And some states in the southern country will gain them. But these states must understand not just economics, but the security of the nation is of paramount importance. The Constitution states that the federal government shall guarantee all nations, not just the ones in the middle, not just the ones on the coast, but also the ones on our southern border, the same peace, tranquility, and sovereignty that is due to each and every state. So yes, one of the very first things I will do, and this will be announced right after I am elected, that for the Department of Defense to throw the BRAC Commission out the window and start figuring out how to move a lot of our army posts to the southern border of the United States. We will dot it from end to end with our United States Army, and they will work with the Border Patrol. Remember, the United States Army cannot be used against the American citizens inside the United States. And they won't be. But those who are infiltrating are considered invaders and not American citizens, and will be treated as such. We will secure our borders. Notice I said we will secure our borders, and it shall be done. Think about that when you're thinking about what stories you want to hear. Who's going to tell you about this? Who's going to tell you about that? I don't jump in feet first. I look at what I can do, what has been done. History has shown us through our own history the proper way to secure our borders is first and foremost to move our army posts to the borders and to build from there. And that we shall do. I want the people in the southern states to know that the United States is supporting them, not the illegal aliens. Have a nice day. Remember, check out www.yourconstitutionalistparty.com. Again, www.yourconstitutionalistparty.com. You decide what type of president you want, and then go from there. The only thing I'm going to give you is what you want, not what I want. Have a nice day. This is JD.